down with LPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP? Yeah, you know me.
And we are back at the OPP, the Oquendo Perspective Podcast. First and foremost, I would like to thank Yeshua, the Most High, for this opportunity. None of this would be possible. Remember this. He is the way, the truth, and the life. All power and honor belongs to him, and he does as he pleases with it. With that being said, mi gente, que lo que hay. My people, what it is. What's good, my people? May Yahuwah bless everybody that's watching and spending this time with me today. In today's episode, I'm actually going to start off with, so my brother Freddie, he made an episode last week talking about the shortest verse in the Bible, you know? And basically, if you want to watch that, you can go back and watch that one right there. I'm just going to go ahead and piggyback off that, give you a little short an explanation of what he was talking about, and then we'll continue. So basically, his message, the message that he gave out that day was that, the Father, Yahuwah and Yahusha, that the shortest verse it's on John 11, verse 35. And the verse says, Jesus wept. So if you go back and watch that one, basically what my brother was talking about is that, when he was talking about when his buddy, his boy, Lazarus passed, and then he was coming back to check up on the family and make sure everything was cool, And then when he got close to Bethany, which was close to Jerusalem, the sisters, Martha, sisters came out and told him, "Hey, Father, if you would have been here, and he wouldn't have died, And they were crying, and Yahusha came and met them. He started crying himself. It says, the shortest verse says, Yahusha wept. So basically, he came and he met Martha and Mary in their pain. As a human being, he wept for his best friend, his old school. That was his guy, So he wept, and so the Father will meet you in your toughest times. He will be there for you. He'll be there with you. He will not leave you stranded. He'll be with you, but you must accept him meeting you. So then, as I was listening to his message, the Father wanted me to piggyback on that a little bit. So, and he gave me a verse. Okay. So basically, once Yahusha meets you in your pain, in your struggles, what exactly is the next move? What should happen next? After he meets you there, you're both, you're hurting and he's there in your pain. Okay. So then we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 11, and we're going to read verse 28 through 30. Okay. Okay. So this is what you're supposed to do after he meets you. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Come to me, all who are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. What's he telling us there? So once he meets you in your pain, in your struggle, he meets you he meets you there. The next step is for you. He tells us, give him that pain. Give him that struggle. Let him take care of it. Have faith that he's going to take care of it and leave it in his hands. Have faith. And sometimes you might feel like, oh man, you know what? Saying, I must avenge what happened. But when he also says here on Romans, we're going to roll to Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Verse 19. Okay, here. Okay. So this is, remember, you must leave everything in his hands. Everything. You must put it in his hands and let him handle it. Because he can handle it way better than we could ever do anything, So here we go. Verse 19. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. See? Vengeance is mine. So you must have faith and believe when you leave him your burdens, when you leave him whatever you're going through, your hard, tough times, you put it in his hands and you let him handle it. And if vengeance needs to happen, he will take care of it for you because vengeance is his. That's how much he cares for us. He wants to help us. He wants to take care of us. See, a couple weeks ago I said there's a problem. There's two problems when you mess with one of the Most High's children. The first problem is that the Father, Yahuwah, he fights for his children. That's the first problem. The second problem is he's never lost a fight. He's never lost. He's undefeated. He's the creator. He creates everything. He wins at all. He wins at all. So see, he's going to meet us where we're at, and then we're going to give him the struggle, the pain, the anger, whatever's going on, you give it to him and have faith and believe that he's going to take care of it. And his vengeance is needed, as we read right now, he'll take care of it for you. All you got to do is trust in him. It's a lot harder than it's said. It is kind of hard. You must build your faith up for you to be able to trust and allow him everything. But once you're able to do that, you're going to get much further than you would ever do on your own. Okay. So leave it up to him. But so now I want to talk about a download that the Father gave me. Okay. It's a pretty powerful download. It has to do with him, the Father, that the type of love that he has for us. Okay? So we're going to go to the Bible, and we're going to read. We're going to look Luke. Luke 22, verse 41 and 42. I will read to you right now. Okay. So here we go. 41 and 40. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. Okay. So, and he withdrew from them about a stone throw, and knelt down and prayed, saying, this is Yahushua talking, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will be done, your will be done. Okay. So now download. So, you know what? I want each and every single one of you guys to come with me into a hypothetical realm, analogy realm, and as I give you my download, you put yourself in my situation. Okay? Remember, hypothetical. There's no rules. Anything can happen. It's hypothetical though. Anything can happen. There's no rules. There's no time, no space, no matter. Time can fold on himself. There's no rules. Okay. Now, when I give you the download, I want you, each and every single one of you, to put yourself in my position in the download. Okay. And this is what happened in the download. In the download, I was sitting chilling. All of a sudden, I see a figure. It was very bright. It was bright, and I just saw like a figure walking towards me. I couldn't see who it was at first, but I could see a figure walking towards me. And you know when you're looking like at the sun, and the sun's like, has you like almost squinting, like why it's so bright, So, and then as the figure got closer, the brightness kind of calmed down, and he was getting closer and closer. And boom, I'm like, oh, it was my father. And I see my father walking towards me, and I'm ecstatic. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, because I didn't know what to say. You gotta understand. My father passed 2016, and for me, it was a very difficult time because I wasn't able to say goodbye to him. So that's been heavy in my heart since then. But here I see him. He's walking towards me. I'm like, whoa, and I'm ecstatic. And I go, and as soon as he gets close, me being Puerto Rican, we always say, bendición, papi. Bendición, dad. How you doing? And he would always answer, most parents or uncles, que Señor te bendiga, may God bless you. That's the response once you say, bendición, que Dios te bendiga. And then he looks at me, and I could tell he's kind of like down, he's down. So now put yourself in my position. You're me, and just say someone that you love that you haven't seen comes walking towards you, okay? Comes walking towards you. And all of a sudden, I'm gonna go back to myself, but you put yourself in my situation. All of a sudden, I can tell he's kind of down. He's kind of like he's in pain. He's in pain, and he says to me, "Son." Oh, and as he's walking towards me, he's holding a cup in his hand, like this. He's walking towards me. He's holding a cup. I can't see the context of the cup, but he's holding a cup. Okay. He says, "Son, oh man, I don't know. We have to do some. We have to do something, son, because this world is going down to the dumpsters. There's so much hate. There's so much wrong. There's so much deceit. There's so much going on in this world, and everybody has forgotten Yahuwah the Most High. They took him out of schools. They took him out of the governments. They took him out of churches. Some churches. I mean, now they're trying to bring him back into the government, but that's just part of the plan of deceit, But it's cool, saying that they kind of brought him back a little bit, but they took him out for a while, saying. So he's like so he's explaining to me that he's telling me, you know what? If we don't do something about this, there is going to be minimal people being saved, and just a huge amount of people who think they are saved but they're deceived are going to be lost. And he goes to me, but you know what? You can help all those people if they want to be helped. Self-will. You must create your relationship with the Father, and once you do that, then you're good. But he goes. So if they want to get help, if they want to be helped, you can help them. I say, okay, Dad. Yeah. What can we do to help the situation? He's holding a cup, and he goes to me. You see this cup? if you drink this cup, you'll be able to save or give an opportunity for whoever to believes in me to be saved. And whoever gets to know me and builds a relationship with me, you can help those people be saved. And I'm like, whoa, so all I got to do is drink this cup? Remember, I couldn't see what was inside the cup. So he says, yeah, you're going to have to drink this cup. But everything that's inside the cup, there's consequences and repercussions for it to hurt your body. So then he's trying to explain to me, you know what? And then I'm like, okay, just let me see. He gives me the cup. I look at the cup. I go, ooh. See? In the cup, I saw feces. I saw urine. I saw bacteria. I saw viruses. I saw parasites. I saw sicknesses, cancer, any nasty thing that you can think of. Dirty tampons, rolled up toilet paper that has been used. Every nasty thing you can think of, dirt, mud, whatever nastiest thing you can think of, it was in that cup. And I'm looking at him and he's telling me, if you drink this cup, you will help all those people. You will. But mind you, every sickness that is going to come, that's inside that cup, when you drink it, you're going to have to deal with the pain of that stuff. It's going to be excruciating pain. You're not going to be handled. You're going to be so sick that you're going to want to just give up. And in fact, when you drink this cup, you're going to die. But before you die, you're going to go through an excruciating pain. It's going to be like pain like no one's ever felt before. You're going to take it upon yourself. And I'm like, mind you, everything that was inside that cup, none of it was mine. The parasites were mine, the bacteria, the viruses, the feces, the urine, the everything that was inside that cup, none of it was mine. But I had to drink it as if it was mine to take the wrath of the cup. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, whoa. This is a tough one, Father. This is a tough one, Dad. All of a sudden, things started shifting. Now, it wasn't my father anymore. Now it was just a bright light. You could see it. You could see the figure of a person, but you couldn't see the person no more. It was too bright to see the person. And he goes to me, you see? That's what I asked my son Yeshua to do. Remember, in the verse that we read, he said, Father, can you take this cup away from me? But not my will be done, your will be done. See? So Yeshua drank the cup for us. For all of us, to give us a chance to be saved if we believed in him, have faith in him, and get to know him, build a relationship with him. He drank that cup. And guess what? Inside the cup that he drank was every sin you could think of: rapists, murders, any sicknesses, witches, warlocks, whatever sin you can think of. Then the nastiest sins you can think of, children getting killed and the blood getting drank, whatever, the rape of children, all those nasty sins was in the cup that Yeshua had to drink. And guess what? He was sinless. None of those things that was inside that cup, he did. This is the stuff that we do. We do. That cup was meant for us, not for him, but because he loved us that much. He drank it so we didn't have to drink it. He gave us up an opportunity to be saved. And the fear goes to me, that's what I asked my son. And I was thinking like, you know what, it just shows the amount of love that Yeshua had for his children. And then and all of a sudden the download ended, but I was like in deep meditation. I'm like, oh man, this is a tough one, Father. I will say what you want me to say, but that's a pretty tough download that I had to see, and then after that, so after that, a couple of days later, as I was just meditating and thinking about this conversation that we're having right now, the Father brought me back about another download that he had given to me about a year ago. You see, Yeshua died on the cross for us because he loved us. Okay. The other download was this. One of the hardest times in my life that I ever had to deal with was when my son Isaiah, when he was 6 months old, he got meningitis. He caught meningitis. I don't know if you guys know what that means. If not, look it up. It's a sickness that deals with the head, and he's only 6 months old. And usually with people that get this sickness, they don't come out okay. Sometimes they do. I mean, it's a small percentage of time, but most of the time, something happens to the brain where something isn't right anymore. Okay, so now I'm in the hospital, and I'm with his mom, and here I have a 6-month-old little baby, and he starts foaming at the mouth, and starts shaking. He starts having seizures. He started, and at that moment, I felt worthless. There was nothing. I would have done whatever I could to take that from him, give it to me, but I couldn't do nothing. I felt worthless. The doctors and nurses working on him. His mom's crying. I'm over here just like, I'm trying to be strong for both of us, but I'm getting teary-eyed because I see my baby and he's sitting there shaking. I felt worthless. I was like, man, it's tough times. It was a tough time. But the download, here comes the download. The Father goes, you see how you felt that there's nothing you can do? Then he flipped it on me. He goes, that's how much love you have for your son, right? That you are willing to take that on, that cup from him, and you take it on. Because if I could do that, if I could have done that, I would have. Whatever. I don't care. Save him. Don't worry about me. It's my son. You know what I'm saying? He goes to me, I had to see my son go through the cup that I gave him to drink. I had to watch him get brutally beaten. I mean, disfigured. I had to watch my son go through all that he went through in the crucifixion, getting the crown thrown in his head, just getting slashed, with whips, just everybody spitting on him, his own people spitting on him. The Father had to watch. You see, and so this is what he was telling me. He was telling me, this is how much I loved you guys, that I asked my son to take this cup. But you know what? Do you know how hard it was for me? Because you know how you felt worthless, he tells me. I go, yeah. He goes, I could have put a stop to it at any moment. I could have said, you know what? This is enough. I could have sent down 12 legions of angels to come and destroy the whole world if he wanted to. But he loved us so much that he had to restrain himself and allow whatever had to happen for Yeshua to die and take on all our sins for him to make a way back to the Father. Because the only way back to the Father is through the Son. The Father's like, I had to watch that. See, the Father, Yahuwah, the Son, Yahusha, the Ruach, Hakodesh, they're all the same person. They're just, it's like me. The best way I can describe it is it's like, I'm flesh, there's a spirit, and then there's a soul in me. Okay. Now I'm human. I have no power. I can't do nothing. We're all stuck in one. See, but the Father, there's no limits to what he could do. He could probably separate himself from his spirit. He could separate. He could separate himself. His essence. He could separate it. And so when he separates his essence, the best way I can describe to people that are trying to understand the Trinity is sometimes the Christianity, sometimes they teach it as three persons in one, but it's not. It's one person that divided himself in three ways. So when the Son took 25% of the essence, the Ruach took 25% of the essence, and the Father, Yahuwah, kept 50%. This is why Yahushua is always like the Father is the only good one, because he has more percentage of himself. Okay. So then the Father sitting here had to watch his Son. Restrain himself and allow things to happen the way they happened. Do you really honestly think that it's over? Remember what I read earlier in Romans 12:19. Vengeance is mine. Oh no, he's going to have his vengeance. For taking on our sin, for doing what he did for us, he's going to have his vengeance. But not towards his people. The people to look that try to build a relationship between the Father and themselves. His chosen elect, the people that love him truly, that want to study themselves, improve, and go build that relationship with the Father. He's going to have his vengeance against the rest of the world, but he will cover his people. You gotta understand this. All the cup that Yahusha drank, all those sins. Oh no, he's not gonna let that go. If you've committed all those sins, you're going to pay the price eventually. If you never knew him and you passed, then he'll deal with you later on in death. We're not going to get into that, but he'll deal with that. But if you're alive, you're going to deal with his wrath. And it starts like this. There's 7 seals. He's going to start unsealing those seals. Okay? And within those seals is war, World War III, the economic collapse. All these things are going to happen. And you can look up the seals in Revelation chapter 5 and 6. If you want to look them up yourself. I've talked about this in previous podcasts. So if you want to see those, you can see those too. We're not going to get into in depth with that today. Okay? So that's the beginning of his wrath. That's setting up his wrath. Those seals are going to set up the trumpets, which are found in Revelation chapter 8 and 9. And it talks about the 7th trumpet in chapter 11. And it's going to bring up the bowls. The bowls that get poured out back into the world. And those bowls, you can read upon those bowls on Revelation 16. But those bowls and those trumpets, all that is is the cup that Yeshua had to drink. He's going to pour it back out into the people who deserved to die for, not the Father, but for their own sins. Yeah, they're gonna die. They're gonna die. See, he covers his people. He covers his own. But he's gonna have his vengeance, and that wrath is coming, and you don't want to be a part of that wrath. Don't want to be a part of that wrath. Do your work. Do your diligence. Get to know him. Really quickly, for the next podcast, I'm gonna talk about the set of people, like a set of Christianity. It's the way they explain it. A set of Christianity, okay? And they're called the Nicolaitans. Have you guys ever heard of the Nicolaitans? If not, watch next week's podcast, and I will help you guys explain who the Nicolaitans are. And if you want to go ahead and read about them before, it's on Revelation chapter 2. It talks about the Nicolaitans. I think verse 6 and verse 15. Verse 15 and verse 6 of chapter 2 of Revelation. It talks about the Nicolaitans. You don't want to be in that set of people, because that set of people, they think that they're good. They think that they've done what they had to do to be saved. They think that they're all good. But when you read Revelations 2, verse 6, the Father goes, that set of people I can't stand. I hate those people. Read it for yourself. The Father doesn't hate a lot. He doesn't hate a lot. You know what I'm saying? He has an abundance of love. But there's some things that he just doesn't agree with. And I know hate is a strong word. I think he doesn't agree. And, it is hate. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going against him. They're going against his teachings, Next week we'll dive into the Nicolaitans more. Yeah. So as we spoke about today, quick summary. He meets us in our pain. Then we give him the pain that we're in and the struggles. We give it to him. The vengeance that comes with that, we give it all to him and have faith and belief that he's going to take care of it. So that means once you let go of it, you got to completely let go of it. You cannot hold that in your heart anymore. You got to give it to him. Once you give it to him, he's going to take care of it. Why? Because he loves you. He wants everybody to know him. But there is a great amount of deceit in this world. So a great amount of deceit in this world. I go over that a little bit in the next podcast too. That has to deal with Nicolaitans. I keep reiterating it here in this podcast. Hey, the word is the word. Revelations 12:9 says that the enemy came to deceive the whole world. So if you believe the word, it's telling you. And that's prophecy. That's prophecy. He's prophesying that the enemy is going to deceive the whole world. Do not be a part of that deceit. Do not be a part of the Nicolaitans. Do not allow it. Do your own diligence. Do your own homework. Study yourselves approved. Remember, we're all eventually are going to have to go face to face with him in the day of judgment. And we're not going to be able to say, oh man, the pastor led me astray. The leaders, the prophets. No. He's going to be like, no. Salvation is individually. I cannot do the work for my children, for my brothers, my sister, my mom, my uncles, my cousins. I cannot do the work for them. I can try to help them help themselves, and this is why I'm here, to try to help you guys help yourselves, so you don't have to deal with what we were talking about, his wrath. And that'll be it for today's episode. From the Oquendo perspective, stay safe. Yeshua bless you. Stay smooth. Peace. I'm out.